That angle is 30 degrees. Good. And angle AHC. AHC is 63 degrees. Find angle GCJ. Find angle GCJ. Now, angle GCJ, angle GCJ, this is the angle that we want. So I want you to be, let's name it angle X. So class, you are told that GJ is parallel to HI. What do you know about parallel lines? Now, parallel lines, if these angles are parallel, if these lines are parallel, then it means by extension, you can just do extension of this. By the first thing you do, just do an extension. Very good. You make an extension of this. Every time you are given such, make extension of these lines. Now, GJ is parallel to HI. There's a line in between here. There is that line. This angle you are told is 30 degrees. This is G. This is J. Then this is H. This is I. These two are parallel. If these two are parallel, this line is called a transversal line. Transversal line. Transversal line. If this line is a transversal line, it means that if this angle is 30 degrees, it means that this angle is also 30 degrees. Reason, you say they are alternate angles. They are alternate angles. So therefore, if this is 30 degrees, our angle here will be 30 degrees. And if this is 30 degrees and this is 63 degrees, angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Therefore, angle Y is 63 plus 30 degrees. 63 plus 30 plus Y equals to 180 degrees. The reasoning is angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So therefore, this is 93 degrees plus Y equals to 180. So Y equals to 180 degrees minus 93 degrees. Don't forget to write degrees. So angle Y equals to 180 minus 93, that is 87 degrees. So this angle is 87 degrees. If this angle is 87 degrees, this angle is also 87 degrees. What reason do you give? They are vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Then again, you can get this angle Z, because angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So angle Z is 93 degrees, is 180 minus 87 degrees, which is 93 degrees. But the question wants, find angle B, find angle GCJ. GCJ, this is what we want. Now, we also have FH is parallel to CJ. If FH is parallel to JC, and this is a transversal line, it means that if this is 63 degrees, then this angle here is also 63 degrees. Why? Because they are alternate angles. They are alternate angles. If this is 63 degrees, then by vertically opposite angles, this is also 63 degrees. If this is 63 degrees and this is 30 degrees and this is X, it means that angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So therefore, angle X plus 30 degrees plus 63 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So X equals to 180 minus 93, which is 87 degrees. So this angle that we want is 87 degrees. So this is the angle that we want. We want angle GCJ, which is 87 degrees. So class, when you are solving angles, get to know the properties of these angles. Get to know what a transversal line is. Get to know what vertically opposite angles are. Get to know that angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Then get to know the alternate angles. That is how you will solve such. There is no any other miracle in this. These are easy things, same principles. So that is our question 3. So our angle is 87 degrees. I was just trying to fill in these other angles. So for example, you can fill in here, which is 30 plus 87. 87 plus 30, which is 117. So this angle is 63 degrees. Why? It is also alternate to this. Then if this is 63, this angle is also 63 degrees. So that is how you fill these angles. This is alternate to this. So it's very easy for you to get these angles. And if this is 63, this is also 63. That is how you play around with it. We go to question number 4. So our angle GCJ equals to 87 degrees. Question number 4. Angles again in a different way. In the figure below, AB is parallel to DE. So what's the figure? This is the figure. That is the figure. So you are told that AB is parallel. AB or BA is parallel to DE. D is somewhere there. Then E is somewhere there. Then there is something interesting here. This is C. Then here you are told is 23 degrees. Then here you are told it is 70 degrees. This is our figure. So you are told, read the question in the figure below. AB is parallel to DE. Angle ABC is 70 degrees. And angle CDE is 23 degrees. Find angle. Our question wants angle BCD. Angle BCD. So before you do anything, just make extensions of these lines and this line. Make a complete extension. So the first rule that we have here, if this is 70 degrees, so angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So this angle here is 110 degrees. And if this is 23 degrees and this line is parallel to this line, then therefore, if this is 23 degrees, this angle is also 23 degrees, which is alternate angles. Alternate angles. Then angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So we can get this angle, which is 110 plus 23 degrees plus 23 degrees plus this angle X equals to 180 degrees. We name it angle X. So therefore, angle X degrees equals to 180 minus 133 degrees. 110 plus 23 is 133 degrees. So angle X degrees equals to 47 degrees. So this angle is 47 degrees. If this angle is 47 degrees, this angle will also be 47 degrees. You say it is vertically opposite angles. Now, if this angle is 47, what is this angle that we want? This angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So, which is this angle? Angle BCD equals to we call it y, equals to 180 degrees minus 47 degrees, which is 133 degrees. So this angle will be 133 degrees. And now this point also is 133 degrees. Reason is vertically opposite angles. Then this angle, you mark where your D is so that we are not out. These angles are angles in a triangle, add up to 180 degrees. So we can get angle Z degrees, which is 23 degrees plus 47 degrees plus Z equals to 180 degrees. So Z equals to, this is 70, 110 degrees. So this angle is 110 degrees. Now, what is this angle? 70 degrees, because the angle is in a straight line. So this 70 is also alternate to this 70, because these are two parallel lines, and this is a transversal line. So the question wants angle BCD, which is 133 degrees. As simple as that. So these angles, these are things which you can't get. You can't afford to lose even a mark here. It is too expensive for us to lose a mark in a very cheap question. So we go to question 5. Question 5. In the figure below, now these are different ways by which angles can be set. And I can assure you, class, these questions for angles are going to come. They are going to come. In the figure below, we draw the figure. PQRS is a rhombus. So we draw the figure. Don't mind my drawing. If it is not so beautiful, we will improve. So we have T, P, Q, R, S. My drawing might not be accurate, but get to listen what I'm explaining. In the figure below, P, Q, R, S is a rhombus. Up to that point, what do you know about a rhombus? A rhombus has all the sides equal. S, P, Q, R, all sides are equal. What do you know again about rhombus? In a rhombus, the opposite sides, S, P, and R, Q, are parallel. The two opposite sides are parallel. Again, PQ is also parallel to SR. The moment you do that, you've already deflated the energy of this question. You've already finished this. Very easier than eating yams. Now, angle SQR is 55 degrees. You are given here. Angle SQR is 55 degrees. Angle QS T is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Is a right angle. Right angle means it's 90 degrees. And TPQ is a straight line. Good. Find the size of angle STQ. Size of angle STQ. Angle STQ. Angle STQ. This angle. This is what they want. This is the only thing you've been given. But you are also told that this is a rhombus. And you know they will not mark this for you. It is for you to find out that what is a rhombus. All the sides are equal. Then the two the two opposite sides are also parallel to each other. So this will help you, because now the moment you know that this is 55 degrees, this will also give you 55 degrees. Why? Because this and this side are the same, and this is a triangle. This triangle is called a triangle whose two sides are equal is called plus. A triangle whose two sides are equal is called an isosceles triangle. The two sides are equal. A triangle whose three sides are equal is called an equilateral triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle. So if this is 55, this is 55, you can easily get this because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So it becomes 55 degrees plus 55 degrees plus, let's say this is angle at R degrees equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, angle R equals to 180 minus 55 plus 55 is 110 degrees, which is 70 degrees. So this is 70 degrees. Then, if this is 55, because this is a parallel line and this is a parallel line, so this is a transversal line. So therefore, this angle is also 55 degrees because it's an alternate. It is alternate angles, 55. So therefore, if this is 55, this will also be 55. Why am I saying so? Because this line is parallel to this line and this is a transversal line. So this is alternate to this. If this is 55 and the whole of this is 90, so what is this angle Y? It's 90 minus 55, which gives you 35 degrees. Very, very good. Now, if this is 55 and this is 55, what angle is this? Because this is an isosceles triangle. 55, 55, that is 110. Then 110, 180 minus 110 is 70 degrees. And if this is 70, what is this angle? Is 180 minus 70, which is 110 degrees. Angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Now, this is the angle that we want, angle T. Then we have a triangle here. So, angle 35 degrees plus 110 degrees plus angle T equals to 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So, T equals to 180 minus 35 plus 110 is 145 degrees. So, angle T degrees, which is equals to angle STQ, equals to 180 minus 45 degrees is 35 degrees. That's it. So get to know, I brought these three different types of angles. There are different ways of setting these questions for angles, but just get to know the principles. That is the only thing you need to know. Question 6, very easy one. It is about LCM and GCD. Now, you can either be given direct question or an application for LCM and GCD. I've also given you an assignment for application for this. So calculate the GCD, greatest common divisor, and LCM of 16 and 18. That is part A. So for 16 and 18 is simple. You write 16, 18. Let's start with the GCD. You use 2 prime factors. 2 goes into 16 8 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times. So the GCD, now if you get another factor here, which is 2, it goes to 8, yes, but it goes to 9 with a remainder 1. If you get 3 goes to 8 2 times, which is 6, remainder 2. So there's a remainder for 3, but it goes to 9 3 times. So if you are finding a GCD, make sure that you leave it at the point where the next factor can give you a remainder. So if the next factor gives you a remainder in either of these numbers, you leave it at that point. So our answer is 2. So GCD of 16 and 18 equals to 2. What about their LCM? Now, you leave it at that. Now, what about LCM of 16 and 18? You start with 2. When you are dealing with LCM, you ensure that that number divides all these factors, all the prime factors that you will use must finish with 1. It must finish dividing this with 1. So 2 goes into 16 8 times, goes into 18 9 times, 2 again. Remember, we want the least common, not the greatest. The greatest is a GCD, that's why we stopped at this. But the least, you go up to the least number. So 2 goes into 8 4 times, you drop 9 down. Then 2 goes into 4 twice, you drop 9 down. Then 2 goes into 2 once, you drop 9 down. The moment you remain with 1 here, now 2 can go into 9, but there will be a remainder, so you avoid it. You go to the next number, which is 3. 3, this one is still 1. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Can we still lose another number? Yes, 3. 3 goes into, this one is 1 again. 3 goes into 3 once. So the factors that we have here are 2 raised to power 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3 raised to power 2. This is the LCM. You leave it in this form, or you can just simplify it, which is simply 16 times 9. 2 raised to power 4 is 16. 3 raised to power 2 is 9. 16 times 9 is 144. 14, 5, 144. So it can be, you leave it in this form, or you write it as 144. Both are correct. That is part A of this question. Part B of this question, let's just go to the next page. Part B of this question tells you find the LCM, the GCD and LCM of 48 and 30. Now, in finding the GCD, we start GCD of 30 and 48. We take the least number first of all is 2. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 2 goes into 48 24 times. Now, is there any other number that can go to these 2 without a remainder? Yes. Is it 2? No, there will be a remainder here. Is it 3? Yes. So 3 will go into 15 5 times, but into 24 8 times. So any other number that can go into these 2 without a remainder? No. So we leave it at that. So the GCD is 2 times 3, which is 6. What about its LCM? Now, LCM, remember, we want of 30 and 48. We want the least common multiple. We start with 2. 2 goes into 30 15 times. 2 goes into 48 24 times. Can we use 2? Yes, because 2 can go into 24. Remember, we are dealing with the least. Because it can go to 15 with a remainder, we just drop 15 down. But can it go into 24? Yes. How many times? 12 times. Then we get another number, which is 2. Finish with 2 first. You drop 15. 2 goes into 12 6 times. Again 2. Drop 15. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Now, when you reach there, if you use 2, there will be a remainder. You go to the next number, which is 3. 3 goes into 15 5 times. It goes into 3 once. Which number can we use again? 5. 5 goes into 5 1 1. In LCM, you ensure that this comes to 1 1. So what is our LCM of this? LCM equals to 2 raised to power 1 2 3 4. 2 raised to power 4 times 3 times 5. You can leave that answer in that form, or you can multiply. 2 raised to power 4 is 16 times 3 times 5 is 15. When you multiply these two, use a calculator. That is 8610. This is to 40. Yes, very easy. 240. So the LCM can be this or 240. That's finished. We go to question 7. Question number 7. 3 artisans and 2 craftsmen earn 220 shillings in a day, while 4 artisans and 1 craftsman earn 185 shillings in a day. Find the amount of money a craftsman earns in a day. Read the question again, and as you write, 3 artisans. This is an application for a simultaneous equation. So what they are testing here is a topic called simultaneous equation. So you write 3 artisans, 3A, and means plus 2 craftsmen earns how much? 220 shillings. The next one in a day. While 4 artisans, 4A, and 1 craftsman earns how much in a day? 185 shillings. Find the amount of money a craftsman earns in a day. How much does a craftsman earn in a day? The whole of that story has been reduced into this. Just by writing this alone, you have a 1 mark. Then now you solve it. How do you solve it? This is a simultaneous equation. You can use different methods if it is not stated. Number 1, yesterday we used a method called the matrix method to solve a simultaneous equation. You can use elimination method to solve the matrix question, to solve the simultaneous equation. You can use substitution method to solve it, and you can use graphical method, 4 methods. But this is a simple one. So, because we want the value of C, 1 craftsman earns how much? So, therefore, we will use elimination method. We want to eliminate A. So, 3A plus 2C, ile elimination ya gava ile ya kuabduct na kuua. Hii ni another elimination. 4A plus 1C equals to 185. Now, by using elimination method, you multiply the upper one by 4 and the downer one by 3, because we want to make A the same. We want to eliminate A so that when we subtract, we get 0. So, if we multiply up by 4 and down by 3, then this is going to be 12A plus 4 times 2, 8C equals to 4 times 2, 20 is 8, 80. Then the down one is also 12A plus 3 times 1C is 3C equals to 185 times 3 is 555 if you multiply this. Then what do we do here? We subtract. When you subtract this, you get 0. When you subtract 12A minus 12A is 0. Then 8C minus 3C is 5C. Then 880 minus 555, what do you get? 523. 325. So for you to get the value of C is 5C equals to 325, divide by 5, divide by 5. So the value of C, 5 goes here once, 5 goes here, 6, remainder 2 into 25, 5 times. So you get 65. So each craftsman C earns 65 shillings. 65 shillings. Eh, hiyo ni kidogo. Hiyo ni uchumi ya Kasongo. Craftsman anatoka tu na 65 bob. Hatari. So that is 65 shillings. That's all. If they wanted the amount of money that each is earning, then you substitute 65. Where the C is, you write 65, then you get the value of A. So let's see. Our answer is 65. But what if we wanted to know the amount of money earned by this person is called an artisan. So it is 4A plus C, which is 65, equals to 185. This is called substitution. You substitute. So this is 4A equals to 185 minus 65 is 120. So A will be equal to 30 shillings. 30 shillings. So that's all. So this question was so bulky, but class, this question was just testing simultaneous equation. So read the question and understand it. Read it twice. Then question number 8. It states, 3 years ago, Juma was 3 times as old as Ali. And I told you the way we got these questions, by the way, these are very common questions in examinations. Very, very common. Because I was sampling questions from 1989 to 2024 last year. And these are very common questions. So 3 years ago, Juma was 3 times as old as Ali. In 2 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 62. What are their present ages? So 3 years ago, just write Juma, then write Ali. Then take your mind to 3 years ago. Do not take your mind, don't bring it here now. Just take your mind to 3 years ago. So they tell you 3 years ago, be at 3 years ago, Juma was 3 times as old as Ali. If Ali was X, then Juma was 3X. This is 3 years ago. If that was 3 years ago, now bring their ages to today. So now, let me call it now, Juma will be 3X plus 3, because that was 3 years. Now you bring it now, 3X plus 3. While Ali will be X plus 3. That is now. So tumetoka 3 years, tumekuja now. Then again, you are told that in 2 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 62. In 2 years' time. So go to 2 years' time. If now they are this, in 2 years' time, there will be 3X plus 3 plus 2. This will be X plus 3, Ali, plus 2. When you add the sum of their ages, it will be 62. Let me just remove here to be neat. Let's leave it at that. So you come to the next. The sum of their ages, which is 3X plus 3 plus 2 plus X plus 3 plus 2 equals to 62. Collect the like terms. 3X plus X is 4X. Then 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 10 equals to 62. So 4X equals to 62 minus 10. When 10 crosses the other side becomes minus. 4X over 4 equals to 52 over 4. So when you solve this, X is 16 years. So the question says, what are their present ages? Present, where is present? Now, here. So in 3 years ago, Ali was 16 years. You come here, Juma, Ali. So 3 years ago, class, 3 years ago, Ali was 16. But Juma was 3 times, which is 48. Then you come to now. Now, this person was 3X plus 3, Juma, while Ali was X plus 3. But what is our value for X? Is 16 plus 3. Here also 16 plus 3. So this is 48 plus 3 is 51 years. And this is 16 plus 3 is 19 years. So this is 13. X is 13, not 16. Class, be attentive and be very careful when you are solving this, because we have already gotten a very good answer here is 13, not 16. 13 years. So you replace here with 13, not 16. Here also 13. So this changes, becomes 16 years. So this changes, becomes 39 plus this is 42 years. So class, some of these mistakes can really cost you. And you see, even me, having known this is going to be 13, this is going to be 39. So even here, you might know the question, you might know how to solve it. But in the course of division, you mess, because 4 goes into 5 once. Remainder 1 into 12 3 times. So this is 13, not 16. So this is very correct now. So their present ages, Ali is 16 years and Juma is 42 years. Question 9. Three businessmen, Tumaini, Abu, and Sifuna, contributed a total amount of 120,000 to start a business. The ratio of their contributions of Tumaini to Abu was 2 to 3, and that of Abu to Sifuna was 2 to 5. How much did Sifuna contribute? So, three businessmen, just write down Tumaini, Abu, and Sifuna. Contributed a total of 120,000 shillings. The ratio of the contributions of Tumaini, the ratio, this is under rates, ratios, proportions, and it comes together with percentages. So, the ratio of their contributions of Tumaini to Abu was 2 to 3. And that of Abu to Sifuna was 2 to 5. How much did Sifuna contribute? So we have the ratio of Tumaini to Abu is 2 to 3, and Abu to Sifuna is 2 to 5. But they all contributed 120,000. Now, the first thing that you do when you are given such is to harmonize the ratio for Abu, because Abu here has 3, and Abu here has 2. So we want to know a common ratio for Abu. So how do you harmonize? T to A is 2 to 3, Tumaini, then Abu to Sifuna is 2 to 5. So how do you harmonize this ratio? By multiplying, because the only common person here is Abu. So you multiply this side by 3 and you multiply this side by 2. Okay? Then you open it. This is 4 ratio 6 to 6 ratio 15. So therefore, you have a clear ratio here of Tumaini to Abu to Sifuna, which is 4 to 6. Now you see this is harmonized to 15. This, they contributed a total of 120,000 shillings. So therefore, when you have this ratio and you have this amount, you just get the total ratio here, which is equal to 120. So the total ratio here is 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 15 is 25. So that ratio 25, so Sifuna contributed 15 over 25. 15 over the total ratio, which is 25, times 120,000. This is Sifuna. While Abu contributed 6 over 25 times 120,000. While Tumaini contributed 4 over 25 times 120,000. Now, when you simplify this, you get 5 here 3, 5 here 5, 5 here once, 5 here 24. 3 times 24, that is 72,000. So Sifuna contributed 72,000. What about here? 5 here, 5. 5 into 120, 24. Then 5 here once. 5 into 240. Let me do some rough work. You just use a calculator. This is a simple thing. This is 48. 4, 8. Then times 6. This is 48, carry 4, 24, 28. So this person contributed 28, 800. And what about the last person? 5 here 5, 5 here 24. So that is 48 times 4. That is 32, carry 3, 16, 19. 19, 200. So these are their contributions. So what does the question want? Sifuna's contribution, which is 72,000. Just that, class. Then we go to the next question. This is under measurements: length, area, volume, surface area, mass, density, and time. A base of an open rectangular tank is 3.2 meters by 2.8 meters. Its height is 2.4 meters. It contains water to a depth of 1.8 meters. Calculate the surface area. Calculate the surface area inside the tank that is not in contact with water. Class, be very keen with such questions. They want the surface area inside the tank that is not in contact with water. So you're told that a base of a rectangular tank. So just draw a rectangular tank. We can do that. That's a rectangular tank. So this tank, you are told it is 3.2 meters length by 2.8 meters width. Then you are told that the height of this tank is 2.4 meters. It contains water to a depth of 1.8 meters. So let me change the pen. 1.8. That's, I want red. So it contains up to 1.8 meters. So the water, if this is 24, the length, the height, then it contains water up to that level. So this is water. So this level that is containing water is 1.8 meters, which means that 2.4 minus 1.8 is 0.6. So this height that does not contain water is 0.6. So calculate the area that is not in contact with water, the area that is not in contact with water. The best thing to do is to draw the part that is not in contact with water with 0.6 meters as the height. So we draw a new rectangular tank. Very good. This is 3.2 meters. This is 2.8 meters. But the one that is not in contact with water is 0.6 meters. So they want you to find the area that is not in contact with water. So this is the new rectangular tank that we have that is not in contact with water, the upper part. So it's simple. You get the area that is not in contact with the water, which is 3.2 by 2.8. Pass 3.2 by 2.8, but it is times 2. It is this side and the other side. This side and the other side. So it is times 2. Then you get this side, which is 3.8 by 0.6. This is 3.2 by 0.6. 3.2 by 0.6. Sorry, class. It is 3.2 by 0.6 times 2. Then 2.8 by 0.6 times 2, this other side. So 2.8 by 0.6 times 2. That's all. That's all you need. So when we open this up, we just want to do multiplication, but you can use your calculator. So when we open this, it is 32 times 12. 32 times 12. That is 432, sorry, 44623. You add 483. Then how many decimals? 1, 2. So this is 3.84 meters squared, because it is area. Then what about this? This is 28 by 12. Then 28 by 12. That is 6582. 633. 16582. Just use your calculator. I don't have a calculator here, so I'm trying to do this, or I'll use a phone. But to 2 decimal places, that is 3.36. So this is 3.36 meter squared. Then you add the 2, you get 0 carry 1, 2 carry 1, 7.2 meter squared. So this is the area that is not in contact with water. What about if the question wanted the area that is in contact with water? The area that is in contact with water, you could have used 1.8. 1.8, but this time round, you use 3.2 times 1.8 times 2 plus 2.8 times 1.8 times 2 plus 3.2 times 2.8. I hope I'm very clear. This will give you 3 parts. The area that is because the bottom is also in contact with water. Very good. The question can also tell you if this tank was full, which is the area that is in contact with water, full and closed. Full and closed. So therefore you could have done 3.2 times the total height, which is touching water, in this case is 2.4, times 2, plus 2.8 times 2.4 times 2, because it is this side and the other side. Then the base.